We are at the Martinsville Speedway for the 17th race of Season 2 of the SCRL Grand National Series. The number 6 of Nick Kennedy will be leading us to the green flag. Start beside him is our points leader, Sebastian Torres. Rest of the starting lineup for today's race. All 30 cars of the full-time drivers are here. Here at the Martinsville Speedway, the third time here in series history, we are racing here at the legendary half-mile track. In Season 1, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. won this event. He is starting in the 18th position. And Randy Mayhew, who won the first race of the season here at Martinsville earlier in the season, of course. Randy will have to come from the 29th position if he's going to sweep the Martinsville races. Entering this race, Sebastian Torres, who is starting second, enters this race with a 305-point lead over Johnson McClellan, who is starting in the 28th position. Now, if Sebastian Torres finishes well in this race, depending on if Johnson McClellan can finish in the points, Sebastian might wrap up the championship here in this race, because you can gain 200 points in the next round at Winchester. You can gain 275 in the season finale at Hillsboro. So if Sebastian Torres leaves here with more than a 475-point lead, Sebastian Torres will be our Season 2 champion. But we have 50 laps to see what will happen. And now, for those most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
The field is rolling off to begin our lone pace lap of the day. Doesn't look like anybody's having any problems. 50 laps is the distance for today's race. Once again, Sebastian Torres, if he leaves with more than a 475-point lead, he will lock up the championship here at Martinsville with 2 races to go. Sebastian Torres, who won the championship in Season 1, looking to win back-to-back titles here in the Cup Series. Only Zachary Fitzwater Sr. has ever won back-to-back championships in a season. Pace car has pulled in, and we are green here at Martinsville. Kennedy and the fabulous Hudson Hornet racing side-by-side with Sebastian Torres. Kennedy trying to clear. Stretch for the first time under green conditions. Sebastian Torres fighting hard on the outside. And Kennedy has the preferred line on the inside line. And leading lap number 1 will be Nick Kennedy, barely over Sebastian Torres. Remember, bonus points are not awarded for drivers who lead a lap. Sebastian trying to clear for a run on the outside. Looks like he will. Our points leader and defending champion has assumed the race lead here on lap number 2. And Johnson McClellan, where is he at? There he is. He's worked his way inside the top 30. Remember, only the top 20 receives points, so McClellan needs to climb inside the top 20. Now for position, here comes the 65 of Brandon Mayhew, going past the 46 of Brian Fox. Fox, who won earlier in the season at Dayton Speedway. The battle for the race lead continues between Sebastian Torres and Nick Kennedy, 2 veteran drivers. Kennedy trying to close in his Hudson Hornet. Sebastian trying for his second win of the season. He won the biggest points paying race of the season at Darlington, trying for his second win here in the Grand National Series. Race lead. third place is Chris Henry. We have the 44 of Chase Miller. The 87 of Doug Hart. Omar Gutierrez in the 6th position. Bob Joseph in 7th. Brian Fox in 8th. 9th is Brandon Mayhew. And 10th is Brett Davison. McClellan has currently climbed up into the 26th position. Johnston is still outside of points paying right now, and Sebastian will lock up the championship where they are running right now, especially with him running in the 1st position. Of course, anything could happen over the next 42 laps, excuse me. Sebastian Torres. Now Justin McClellan currently going for the 25th position. Remember, he has to be within 4 of that problem. With the 48 car, that is Jay Jefferson. Looks like engine problem for that 48 team, and Jay is out of the race. Looks like gearbox, so horrible luck for Jay Jefferson. We will go back, there it is, to the race lead. So, barring post-race inspection, Jay Jefferson will get the last car award here for Martinsville. It's not been that great of a season for Jay Jefferson. His brother Joe won earlier in the season at Charlotte, while Jay is still looking for his first Cup Series win on his own. So that will be an extra spot for Johnson McClellan, who moves up into the 25th position due to Jay Jefferson falling out of the race. Jay will have 2 more chances to try and prevent from going winless in his Cup inaugural season. See a lot of these drivers, they have spread it out just a little bit. They're just running single file here at the abrasive dirt track. As you got back in position, Brett Davison trying to go past Brian Fox. This will be for P8. And he will complete the pass. Brett Davison will gain, I believe, 20 points for that position gain. Marcus Sasachi almost making a move on the 65, Brandon Mayhew. Marcus Sasachi not able to. Sasachi is also looking for his first Cup Series win this season. It's not been a good season for him. And you see, Johnson McClellan once again still outside of the points range. Sebastian still maintaining his race lead. 4 thousandths of a second over Nick Kennedy. Kennedy led the first lap. Sebastian took over on lap number 2. And Sebastian has led ever since. Of course, don't just give the win to Sebastian Torres because anything could happen. But that driver is just so good on the short tracks, and he's just so consistent when he's in the lead. He is so hard to catch. I mean, Sebastian, he led multiple times at Darlington. He almost crashed himself out of the race, but he was able to come back and win and gain 1,250 points. He's just so dominant. He's on a dominant performance, just like Riley Spurley-Tube was in the kart series, winning those big points-paying races. And Spurley-Tube walked away with his first ever championship. Sebastian Torres is looking for his second in a row here in the Cup Series. And this is only 1950. We got to go all the way to 2020. So Sebastian Torres, you never know if he's going to, how long his career is going to go. Sebastian might three-peat. In the Cup Series. You never know. He could be a multiple-time champion here in the Cup Series. You never know. Of course, here in the SCRL, we do things in order in the main three series, Cup, Busch, and Truck. So the next time you'll be seeing the Cup Series will be 1951, and so on and so on. Going through every single year of the Cup Series, it will be a long, exhausting thing to do. But hopefully everybody enjoys the old school racing, and eventually we will get to the more modern ones. So just enjoy the time we got with these old classic cars, because eventually they will go away. Everybody is mostly single file. Actually, everybody is single file right now. They're just riding around. I put the AI straight at 90%, figuring that they would be more racy, and they are not, for whatever reason. Sometimes tracks, it just does not line up. And this is hurting Johnson McClellan because he is stuck back in the lower 20s. Meanwhile, it is helping Sebastian Torres because he is dominating this race. We have 30 laps to go here at Martinsville. Next time you'll be seeing the SCRL Grand National Series, we will be at the Winchester Speedway for our very first race to be held at that legendary half-mile dirt track. Yes, dirt track. I was able to have someone to make me an exclusive Winchester dirt version. And it's not been released to the public, but we will be racing there next time you see us here in the Grand National Series. And then we will return to the season finale at the Hillsboro Speedway, or the Okefenokee Raceway, where earlier in the season, Owen Carvon won for the first time in his SCRL career. He'll be looking to sweep at Hillsboro. Another lap has been completed for Sebastian Torres. His lead is 1 second. Johnston has yet to gain another lap. In the position, he's still in 25th. We got valuable position. Here comes the 42 on the 24, Dallas Jordan. Making a move for Nathan Gordon. This is one of the last few points pay-in positions, so Dallas Jordan trying to get everything he can to get into the points pay-in position. You see Jeremy Eichel battle with number 89, Austin Hiller. Not been a great season for either of those two drivers. Lead is now down to 9,000ths of a second. Sebastian Torres has lost 2,000ths over the last few laps, but he gained one back the last lap. Sebastian Torres looking to tie the record with the most wins here in the Cup Series, with Randy Mayhew and Nick Kennedy, who both have 2 apiece. Sebastian Torres maintains his race lead. We are officially past halfway, 25 laps down, 25 to go. Battle for position. We have number 60, Omar Gutierrez, battling the 87 of Doug Hart. This will be for the 5th position. So Omar Gutierrez will assume 5th place. We'll try and break the 97 of Brett Davison with him. Looks like he will. As Doug Hart continues to fall back, he has lost 2 spots. Here comes the 11 of Bob Joseph. That's the dangers of Mount Martinsville, where if you get stuck on the high side, usually you get railroaded. As he has lost 2, is about to be 3 spots. Behind them is the number 65, Brady Mayhew, and the number 6, Brian Fox. Both former winners here in this series. Looks like the 87 is able to get back down in front of the 11, so he lost 2 spots. Lead is now 1.1. Sebastian Torres has gained 2 thousandths of a second over the last few laps. That'll be 21 laps to go this time by for Sebastian Torres. Let's see who has the fastest lap. That'll be Nick Kennedy at 25.364 compared to Omar Gutierrez's 25.462. So about a hundredth of a second difference between Nick Kennedy and Omar Gutierrez's lap. So, Josh McClellan has fallen back to the 28th spot, so he lost 3 spots in the last time we saw him. This is horrible for Josh McClellan, and you see a battle for position. Kristen Russell trying to defend against Justin Appleby, looks like he will. Speaking of which, here comes the 15 of Joe Jefferson. His brother Jay fell out earlier in the race. Gearbox, so Joe is just trying to ride around. Currently outside of the points paying position, which is top 20. You see Johnson McClellan just trying anything he can to get some spots, but he's not able to in that fabulous Hudson Hornet. Not as powerful as Nick Kennedy's number 6 car is. Now for position, here comes the 21. Roger James trying to take a position on the 88 of Brian Fields. Roger James, who was a contender in the early half of the season, has just faltered ever since the points paying race at Darlington. Still looking for that first win for the Wood brothers. There's our defending race winner, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Currently running in the 17th spot, not what he was hoping for, coming back to Martinsville. Well, 1 season ago, he won for the first time in his Cup career. So Fitzwater is officially, as of right now, on a 1-year losing streak here in the Cup Series. Battle position, here comes the 42. Dallas Jordan around the number 9 of Bruce Webster. Get a little bit more racy. Here comes the 44 and the 97 around the 60 Omar Gutierrez. And the battle for first has heated up a little bit. The lead is now half a second. As we will have 15 laps to go this time by for Sebastian Torres. Where he is currently running, he will lock up the championship no matter what happens in the last 2 races of the season. Nick Kennedy is there. We have 15 to go. Is now down to 4 thousandths of a second. Did Nick Kennedy use all of his equipment up? Or Sebastian Torres just holding back in case we get a caution? No change anywhere. We got a battle position. Here comes the 42 on the number 2 of Tyler Mills. Mills, who won 2 races ago at North Wilkesboro. Currently inside the points right now, so good showing from number 2. Not as high up as he probably wants to be, but still good points. Lead is back up to 9 thousandths of a second, so Sebastian was just holding up just a little bit for a few laps, just testing to see what Nick Kennedy had. As we now have 13 laps to go. See the number 98 of Myron Fielder. Fielder led for the majority of the season. And again, Fielder just fell off the pace ever since Sebastian Torres won at Darlington, and it's been Sebastian Torres this season. Past 4 races. In battle for position, here comes Zachary Fitzwater Sr. On a 9 of Bruce Webster. This will be for points. Fitzwater tried to finish a decent result. Car they drove the victory lane 1 season ago. It's so hard to pass here on the dirt. battle for position. Here comes the 97, Brett Davison. Chris Henry, this will be for third. Brett Davison will gain some much needed points here. He will currently gain 140, I believe. He is back down to 7,000 of a second as we officially have 10 laps to go here at Martinsville. The battle for the race and the battle for the championship is on the line. Currently, Sebastian Torres has a 305-point lead. Entering this race over Dawson McClellan, Sebastian Torres took the lead on lap number 2. McClellan climbed up to 25th, but outside of the points. He has fallen back to the 28th position. And where they are running right now, Sebastian Torres once again will lock up the championship here at Martinsville. No matter if Sebastian Torres gets passed by Nick Kennedy, he will still lead, I believe, of more than 475. Because McClellan is outside of the points range. And look at Kennedy, he's closing ever so close, but he can get to him, but can he pass him? 8 laps to go. Lead is down to 4,000 of a second. This is the closest he's been. We are close to catching lap traffic there in turn number 4. We might be able to get to him. Sebastian is just slowly hitting his marks. He knows that Nick Kennedy has to be the one to pass him. Sebastian Torres just has to keep hitting qualifying laps. Hopefully try and hold on for his second win of the season. And what perfect timing it is for Sebastian Torres to win when he needs to win. He won at Darlington, gained 6 spots, became the points leader, and he has just slowly expanded his lead since Darlington. That finishes at Langhorne, North Wilkesboro, and Vernon. He's just a consistent driver here in the SCRL, a multiple-time race winner. He won the championship without scoring a victory in his inaugural Cup season. This time he comes back. He wants to perform better and not luck into the championship, and he does it in dramatic fashion. He wins at Darlington. 4 races later, Sebastian Torres has a shot of locking up the championship with winning here at Martinsville. As you see, Nick Kennedy has lost turn to Sebastian Torres. The lead is now over 1 second. You see Johnson McClellan trying to gain a spot on Myron Fielder. It's too little too late, but he's going down swinging. The worst thing for Johnson McClellan is that he qualified pretty far in the back of the pack. Sebastian Torres was able to post his second fastest time in qualifying. Sebastian was able to battle with Nick Kennedy. He was able to pass him on lap number 2 and has led ever since. He survived the challenge from Nick Kennedy. And barring something happening over the next 2.5 laps, we more than likely will crown a champion here at Martinsville. Not the most exciting championship battle. It's one that Sebastian Torres has definitely earned here in the Cup season, here in season number 2. Down the back stretch. Lap and a half to go for Sebastian Torres. Into turn number 3. Into turn number 4. No challenge from behind by Nick Kennedy. White flag, 1 lap to go for Sebastian Torres. His lead is 1.8. He can half throttle it as he exits turn number 2. Down the back stretch for the final time. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe history has been made off the final turn. Sebastian Torres wins here at Martinsville and will more than likely lock up the championship. What a dominant performance by that 16 car. Here are your race results. Sebastian Torres hangs on for his second win of the season. Second, Nick Kennedy. Third, Brett Davison. Fourth, Chase Miller. Fifth, Omar Gutierrez. Sixth, Chris Henry. Seventh, Bob Joseph. Eighth, Brandon Mayhew. Ninth, Brian Fox. And 10th, Doug Hart. Rest of the race results. Johnson McClellan finishes in the 26th position. We had 28 drivers finish the race on the lap. Justin Appleby finishes 29th due to a blown engine. 30th was Jay Jefferson, out due to a broken gearbox. Well, that is it here for race number 17 here at the Martinsville Speedway. We'll next see you at the next round at Winchester. But first, we will take you to Victor Lane with our points leader and see if he has locked up the championship or not. Here are the point standings after the 17th race of the season at Martinsville. It is official. Sebastian Torres, he gained 200 points with the win. He leads with a 505-point lead. The most you can gain over the next two races is 475. Sebastian Torres is officially your Season 2 SCRL Grand National Series champion with 2 races to go. Johnson McClellan, of course, 505 behind. Third is Chavez Mitchell, 948 points behind. Fourth is Randy Mayhew, 1,095 points behind. And fifth is Myron Fielder, 1,149 points behind. Rest of your point standings are on the screen. That is it for round number 17 at the Martinsville Speedway. We'll next see you for round number 18 at the Winchester Speedway. And until then, keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.